Hey everybody, G4 Video 5 here, and welcome back to some more Grand Theft Auto 3. In this part, we will be completing the Shoreside Vale Import-Export Garage that is located in Pike Creek. And we're going to start off this part by showing off this parking lot area that's located next to Francis International Airport, as there are quite a few vehicles on that list that are going to be parked at this parking lot. And we're starting off with the Infernus here, which is typically a locked vehicle. So whenever a vehicle is locked or isn't spawned in at a location where you know it spawns in at, then what you can do is just drive away and then come back to it. So you can see if that respawned / refreshed vehicle has either spawned in or has spawned in unlocked. So quite good stuff there with the Infernus and the Manana. And next up we have the Sentinel. All three of those vehicles to start off with are typically locked vehicles, so thankfully they were very cooperative there. So I'll have to come back to this spot to turn in these vehicles individually, but I'm just entering all of the relevant vehicles just to kind of show all of them off. We have the Stallion here and the Taxi. Now, the Stallion and the Taxi are super common vehicles just about anywhere in Liberty City, but it's always good to know the park spawn locations for these things, just as a backup plan, you know, just in case RNG is quite mean to you, so you know, you have some kind of thing to fall back on there. Now, next up we have the Banshee, which is located in that little swervy road area in between Cedar Grove and Wichita Gardens. Next up, the BF Injection, which is a unique situation, as you cannot find it anywhere in Liberty City except for that park location in front of the apartment complex in Hepburn Heights from the hours of 2000 to 600 o'clock. Next we have the Cabbie, located here in Trenton / Portland View, right down the street from Joey Leone's garage. And this next vehicle is one of my favorite vehicles, as we have the Cheetah. And this strip of road here in Cedar Grove holds a lot of mansions on the left side of the road from the direction that we're approaching it at. And there's going to be quite a few vehicles in front of those mansions that we're going to be going back to. So the first one there was the Cheetah. Next up we have the Esperanto, which is actually a vehicle that's located within that parking lot at Francis International Airport, but the reason why I'm showing off this spawn location is because it's actually next to another relevant vehicle, as within this parking lot here in Chinatown in Portland, we have the Idaho. So, yeah, not Idaho, Idaho there. So, yeah, very good stuff there, quite enjoyable. We're going back to Shoreside Vale, though, as here in Wichita Gardens, in this bottom area of Wichita Gardens, we have the Kuruma parked in front of this apartment complex. So good stuff there. Next up is the Landstalker, yet another vehicle that was in that parking lot at Francis International Airport, but this spawn location is closer, and considering that you have to turn in each of these cars individually, you might favor that spawn location over the Francis International Airport spawn location just because of its closeness to the garage in Pike Creek. Now next up we have the Perennial here back in Portland. A lot of backtracking there, but that's quite alright by me since it's a spawn location, nothing too crazy there. Now the Stretch is I guess the only difficult vehicle to have to find, since it doesn't have a spawn location. I actually found mine driving around the place in Staunton Island, in between Belleville Park and Espatria. Now after that we have the Stinger, which is the last vehicle on the list that we need to turn in, and we're here yet again in Cedar Grove in front of this mansion that holds the Stinger, which is quite fitting that it was orange. You know, the Stinger's orange, and we had the sun, you know, blaring in my eyes there, so, yeah, it's quite nice stuff. But, you know, here's the location of the garage as we're turning in this final vehicle, so we can see what our reward is. And honestly, everything about this little side objective is quite nice, because the spawn locations for most of these vehicles really don't matter, since you can find virtually all of these vehicles except for the BF Injection here in Pike Creek. Like, you could just drive around the area and you'll end up finding most of these at the very least. So it's quite a nice thing what we have going on here. Nice and easy. Yeah, a little time consuming, but you don't want everything handed to you on a nice little silver platter there. So yeah, good stuff indeed. And you can see that our reward are yet again a bunch of GTA 3 logos. So we kind of know how this works at this point. Each of these logos represents a vehicle that was on that list of vehicles that we had to turn in. So once you've turned in at least one of each of those vehicles, then your reward is the ability to select whichever one of those vehicles that you want at pretty much any point in time that you want. You know, you can keep coming on back here to get yourself, you know, as many BF injections, Cheetahs, Stingers, Infernuses, you know, whatever vehicle you want, you can just keep on coming back here. So fantastic stuff there. Now that we've completed that business, that completes this part. In the next part, we will be collecting all 100 hidden packages that are located around Liberty City. So until then, I will see you next time.